What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Going to give it a few as people roll in. We are live both on Step. We're live both on. I was gonna say on STEPN. We're live both on YouTube Live and on Twitter Spaces. If you guys are interested in possibly getting on stage, and talking, then you guys can jump on the Twitter Spaces session and request. If you guys are already on Twitter Spaces, you guys can send a request if you want to jump on stage. If you guys are on, if you guys just want to chill, just listen, you guys could jump on either the Spaces or on the YouTube Live. On YouTube Live, we'll be doing more of a visual. I'll be showing a few different things currently going on in STEPN, a few of the updates, all the different stuff that's currently happening here. I'll be trying to show some of it. So if you want the visual aspect of it, you guys can jump on YouTube, Bitcoin Daily on YouTube, Bitcoin X Daily on Twitter. So it's been a pretty eventful day, to say the least, right? We've had a lot happening. We had today we had the update on STEPN, of course. With that update came Realm 3, the official release of Realm 3, and a few other things. One of the things that came out with this update was, of course, some of the things they had mentioned already. So the new marketplace in the app. I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about that. We'll talk about that today. There's definitely a reason why they had to switch to the web marketplace versus the in-app marketplace. So we'll talk about that. There is also the updates to mystery boxes, and they're a lot more expensive now. I think some people were saying they're like 10x the price that they were before. But I just saw a video of, I think they were opening up level 9s or level 10 mystery boxes, and they were giving out like 20 level 1 gems. Well, I saw 10 level 1 gems, 10 level 2 gems, a level 3 gem, and possibly level 4 gems. So like it was wild what they were giving out. So we'll talk about that. Those prices. Of course, that's also a GST sync. And we're going to talk about the HP, the health points. A lot of people are asking about the health points and how expensive it was earlier today. So it's actually been addressed already by the team. If you pull up the white paper, I just posted up on the white paper. If you go to health points, you'll see that they changed the way that the health points is going to work. So as far as the pricing, so now instead of paying both in GST and in GMT, now that pricing is going to be on just GST and comfort gems. So I'm pulling it up right now on the YouTube Live. You guys can see the white paper right here, HP system, HP restoration. So we'll talk about that a bit here today as well. And then, of course, we're going to talk about Realm 1 and 2. What's going on with those realms? Floor price have been dipping. GST price has been going up on them. But for the most part, the floor price is what people are mostly concerned about for the sneakers. And yeah, and of course, we're going to talk about the APE realm, the prices, current floor prices, and the community sentiment. I think that's definitely something that we have to talk about. I know there's a lot of people that are not feeling too good about the current update. They're feeling left out. They're feeling like they've been forgotten about, right? So we'll discuss that. We'll bring some people up on stage. You guys can vent to me. Just remember, guys, do not shoot the messenger. Okay, I'm a player just like you guys. I do not have any special treatments, guys. So as for a disclosure, I am a STEPN US ambassador. I am not paid by STEPN, and I am not a owner of a Genesis or an OG or a Board 8 Yacht Club owner. I am not. I didn't get a double upgrade on the Genesis. Not the Genesis, on the sneaker enhancement. I didn't get any of that, guys. I do not have a APE sneaker. Okay, so just as a disclosure for you guys, okay, I don't have any of those things. I am just like you guys. I don't get inside information, so I'm out here speculating just like you guys. So with all that in mind, let's go ahead and jump into today's show. We got almost 100 people on the YouTube live. Not sure how many we have on Twitter Spaces, but we're gonna go ahead and jump into the bulk of the show. If you guys are interested in coming on throughout the show, if there's any subject that you want to speak on, just go ahead and request while I'm speaking about these subjects on Twitter Spaces, and we go from there. I'll bring you guys on. So first things first, of course, APE Realm is officially live. All right, so it is live. You can officially update your STEPN app right now. And if you update it, you'll be able to actually switch over. If you go to your wallet, or if you're just on the app, you hold the Solana sign or BNB sign, you'll see you have access to switching to the Ethereum or the APE Realm. Prices are currently up and down right now. So let's check out the prices right now. Let me swap over to Ethereum. I have no sneakers on Ethereum right now, of course. And of course, let me go over to the marketplace. So right now, the marketplace, if you're on iOS, they've changed it. I don't know on Android. I do not have an Android. I don't know if that was also changed. But right now, on the iOS, if you go to marketplace, you actually have to, it takes you to a browser. You have to put in m.stepn.com in order to be able to access the marketplace. It's pretty seamless. Once when you navigate to there using the STEPN app, it logs you in automatically, so you don't have to worry about logging in, logging out. All right. If you go on it on a PC, however, on a computer, and you try to go to m.stepn.com, you will have to log in. And when you log in, it does log you out of STEPN on your app. So you'll have to re-log in on your app. Something to keep in mind. I've been using the marketplace on the app and just kind of playing around with it, checking it out. And so far it's been pretty seamless. You know, it is a little bit different, but it's not that bad. It's not too bad. So right now, looking at the floor prices on the Ethereum side, they're at 3.1 Ethereum is the lowest price currently. Okay, this has been ranging all day between like 2.5 up to like 8. I think I saw earlier when it first dropped, and currently sitting at 3.1. Those are runners. The cheapest, let's look at walkers. Cheapest walkers is going for 3.77 Ethereum. Cheapest jogger is going for 3.88 Ethereum. And the cheapest trainer is going for 6.4 Ethereum. All right, so just to give you guys an idea where prices are, and if you guys want to know where the common sneakers are, the cheapest common, which is a runner, is 9.9 Ethereum right now. So let's take a look at the GST prices in Ethereum. If you want to know what the GST prices are, you just go over to wallet. Once you're on Ethereum, you can hit trade, and then just put GST to USDC. Just hit one GST, and that gives you the price in USD, what it is. So right now it's sitting at $5.72 for one GST. So every GST is worth $5.72. This has gone up as high. I've seen it. I don't know how high it's gone, but I've seen it as high as $8 and as low as $3. guys, remember there's gonna be a lot of volatility. I can't say the word. A lot of volatility in the market right now for Ethereum. You have to remember a few things. First, it literally just launched. Second, there's probably going to be a lot of people starting to mint. Third, a lot of people are also going to be needing to use GST in order to level up their sneakers. So people are going to be, I think right now people are just leveling up. Then we're going to see in the next, later on today or probably tomorrow, we'll start seeing more and more minting. As there's more minting happening, I expect GST to be used. A lot of GST has to be used for that. So prices will be volatile. They're probably going to be going up at least for the next month. And shoe prices, as more and more shoes get minted, will probably go down. So that's what I'm expecting. If you guys were part of BNB or you saw how BNB worked, that's kind of how it worked. And then after a month plus, as more and more users are, start using the Ethereum side, then maybe we'll start seeing the GST maybe stabilize somewhat on that side and not be so volatile. But for the first month, guys, I'm expecting the prices for GST on Ethereum to be extremely volatile. So be careful. If you're looking to get in and literally ape into the Ethereum side, be careful, guys. It's going to be volatile in both directions. You have to be very careful. Do not invest more than you're willing to lose. That should be rule of thumb for any investment, guys. Never invest more than you're willing to lose. The second thing is, if you're taking risk on this, your risk on the scale of your overall portfolio should be below 5% of your portfolio. If this is 100% of your portfolio, guys, you are gambling. You're not investing. That is gambling. If it's half of your portfolio, that is still gambling. Guys, you should be reaching for 5% or less. And 5%, that's the high end. That's part of something I have called the 5% rule. That's more complicated. I'll go into that maybe another day. But 5% is a high end. Ideally, you want to be at 1% and below when you're investing into things like this. So that's a rule of thumb that you should always kind of think about when investing into new projects. Your biggest investments within the crypto space should be on what's called blue chips, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum, things like that. That should make up the majority of your portfolio, your crypto portfolio. Now, we spoke about the live, the prices, and the airdrops. That's another thing. Airdrops, guys. They tweeted a little while ago, probably 1 or 2 hours ago. They did tweet. Let me look for it here. Let me pull it up on YouTube Live here. So they tweeted here, APE Realm is now live. Genesis, OG, and enhancement winners will receive your APE OG sneakers in your spending accounts in the next 24 hours. All right, guys. So if you have a Genesis, OG, or you got an enhancement, or you won the raffle, you will receive your sneakers in your spending accounts within the next 24 hours. So be patient on that. That is coming. You just gotta wait a bit. All right, so we got the APE stuff out the way, I think. So if anyone wants to speak on the APE stuff, APE Realm stuff, we're gonna go into the other stuff in a few. I just wanna go subject by subject. I don't currently see any request on here. So if you requested and you currently have a request in, I don't currently see it. So cancel it and request again. I know sometimes it bugs out and it does that where I can't see your request. So, okay, we got somebody here. I'm gonna go ahead and bring them up. Let me see here. Whoops. Hold on, give me a second while I bring this person up. I think it's Yossi. Add as speaker. Yossi, what's up, man? How you doing?
Great, Jay. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Tell me, what do you think so far on the Ape Realm? What are your thoughts?
So I didn't have a APE shoe. I have a small chance with the enhanced. Let's see if I will get it. I think it make a lot of big hype in the OpenSea and the Ethereum community. I think that the shoes in the OpenSea in the first volume place did some work, and we see the price. The price is very high. What I wanted to ask and speak with you about it, it's the GST price related to the floor price. If someone will want to have a mint in 2 days, I think they can do the mint only in 48 hours. So after they will do the mint, the cost will be 90 GST and 10 GMT. And the price now with the floor price, it's like 3 Ethereum, and it's if you want to trade it, it's around 700 GST. So there is big difference. What do you think gonna be with the prices? If the GST go up or the floor price will go down? What do you think?
Yeah, man. Great question. So with right now, the way that it's set up, from my understanding, is like you said, is 90 and 10, right? So 90 GST, 10 GMT, and you can mint every 48 hours. So what they're doing, and they did something similar on last time when they had on BNB. I'm gonna mute your mic real quick because I can hear you typing. um, so what happened last time was that they did something similar. So they want to incentivize people to mint so that shoe prices are not, so crazy, because that's where the biggest risk within the game comes in, right? The shoe prices, because that's the initial investment that you have to put in. So the higher the shoe prices are, one, the less users you're going to get on the realm, and two, the higher the risk to get on the realm is. So they want to incentivize people to mint so that there's more sneakers created for the realm, to balance out that price, that the pricing for the sneakers. So as far as GST prices and floor prices, the way that it worked last time, so both, it is going to depend on how profitable minting is. Because to mint, of course, you're going to need to use a lot of GST, so that's going to force the price of GST up. And then, I'm expecting at that point, when you're minting more sneakers, the price should bring the floor prices down on the sneakers. However, is going to depend on how profitable minting is. Because if minting is very profitable, then I'm expecting a lot of people to do it. If minting is not that profitable, then less people will do it. So there's a balance, right? There's a supply and demand. There's a pull and a push, that's going to have to balance itself out, and it's all going to be based on how profitable minting is and how many users we have coming in. Because if floor prices are too expensive, there's not going to be a lot of users coming in, so floor prices on sneakers should be going down. If we have a lot of users coming in, then they should be buying it up. Floor prices, they could either balance out if minting is very profitable, or the prices are going to go up overall. So I'm thinking in this first month at least, I'm expecting to see a lot of volatility in both directions. What I did last time was for BSC, I waited because of how volatile it was. And then like a week later, I was like, I should have just bought that first day, or the first few days, because a week later prices had gone even higher. And so then at that point, I was like, you know what? Let me wait another week and see if it calms down. And I waited another week, and everything went even higher. So for the first month, I'm expecting maybe something similar. I know they've put in some mechanics to try to balance it a bit more. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But all the information that we have right now to go off is the previous launch of the Realm 2. And that basically everything went up for about a month, and then everything dropped really hard. So we have to see. We're gonna have to see what happens if you're getting into this realm. I've always recommended, try to get your investment out ASAP. Once you're playing with house money, then do whatever you want. But I always recommend, guys, any video you guys have ever watched of mine on YouTube, I'm always recommending get to break even as soon as possible, so that if prices then drop, you guys are playing with house money, so you have no risk in the game at that point. You can do whatever you want. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Do you have any thoughts on that? What do you as far as what's gonna happen?
Yeah, I very agree with what you said. So I didn't bought any new shoe in the new realm, but I put some money in, and I decided to go with another strategy, and I bought 5-ish for 1 GST. And I decided this is going to be my strategy to maybe buy a shoe in a few days, maybe in 4 or 5 days after people will do 2 minutes. I think this is going to be maybe a good point to go in. And I did some homework, and I looked in the chart of the GST of the Solana and the GST and the BNB side. And I've seen in the first days that it maybe go down for a little bit, but after it go even more up. So I decided to go with this strategy, that I bought a little bit of GST in the new one, and I hope that it will give me the ticket for the shoe. What do you think about this strategy?
Yeah, I mean that sounds pretty good. I'm pulling up here on my screen I want to look at the what you just said, the GST, how it performed in the first few days on the Binance side. So let me see if I can pull that up. Yeah, I see exactly what you mean. So it looks like, let me pull it up here on the screen share for the YouTube live. So this is a chart, the GST chart on the Binance chain, and this is exactly what happened. You can see, let me put max. So you can see that the price was really high when it first came out. It was really high. Everything dropped a few days later, and then as soon as the minting picked up, it looks like prices shot all the way up to, that's when it shot up to like $30 or something like that. So at one point it was at May 9th. Was May 9th the day that it first started? Because May 9th it went up as high as like 40 something dollars, $43. That same day, well, the next day it was down to $15, and then the third day it was at $9. It went under 10, and it was around $9 to $10 until it looks like a week later or so it started shooting back up. So yeah, that might be a good strategy to, based on the information that we have from what happened last time. Let's see if maybe it works the same way. I know that they've put more mechanisms in place so that when prices go really, really high up, that GST to what was it for, is going to cost, I think the minting costs less or something like that. I forgot what the mechanics exactly were. I'm gonna pull it up on the white paper here, but yeah, it does look like what you said. Prices started up really high, everything cooled off after a few days, and then about a week later it shot back up, and until we were over $10, it looks like, until May 28th. Yeah, so May 28th it dropped under $10, and then it just stayed down. So May 28th, if this started on May 9th, is when this chart started. I don't know if that's when everything started, but that's when this chart starts. So that's about what, 18 is about 3 weeks. 3 weeks or so. Is that what it seems like? 3 weeks or so above $10, and then things started dropping. I don't know if that's gonna work out like that again, but that's just the information that we have.
I think if people will play the game as it should, and most of the people that got the shoes is pro players that have a Genesis shoe or something like that. So probably they're gonna level up, then mint. Maybe after 2 mint they start to sell. If it will be profitable, they will wait to 3 or 4 mint. But I think the best point to get in, it will be after people will do with their shoes 2 mint, and then maybe the floor a little bit will go down.
Yeah, I actually agree with that because they're not going to be able to mint for the first 48 hours or so. And then once the 48 hours pass, they can do their first mint, and then they can't mint again for another 48 hours. So yeah, I think that's a good strategy. Wait about 4 days, and then we'll start seeing some sneakers with 2 mints on them, and those should be a lot cheaper than anything with 0 or 1 mint on them. So yeah, man, that sounds like a pretty good strategy.
Thank you. I have more stuff about Solana, but we will talk about it in another time.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, we'll jump into Solana if you want. For now, I'll keep you on stage. I'm gonna just mute you. And
Okay,
yeah, and if you have any, whatever, when we get to the Solana stuff, you can chime in.
sure.
All right,
Thanks, bro.
all right, no problem. All right, so if we have anyone else that wants to speak on the Ape Realm, on any of the stuff going on in the Ape Realm, we covered it. We covered the airdrops, the realm prices, and that was a good idea from what I think Yossi, is that how you say your name? Yossi. He was saying that that last time, the first days, the prices for GST on the Binance chain were really, really high. And then after about 3 or 4 days, prices dropped. And then about a week later, everything started taking off again. And the way that it's set up right now for the minting, it's going to take 48 hours to be able to mint, right, from a new sneaker. So once you do that first mint, then it's gonna take another 48 hours to be able to do a second mint on the same sneaker. Once you're able to do that second mint, then we're gonna start seeing shoes with 2 mints get on the market. And if you guys have seen any of my YouTube videos, you know that shoes with 2 mints are always a lot cheaper than everything else. So that's a pretty good idea. If you guys didn't get Genesis, if you guys didn't get Ape sneaker or win the raffle or anything like that, and you want to take the risk on this new realm, that might be a good idea. Wait at least 4 days, 4 to 5 days, see what happens with prices at that point once 2 mint sneakers come out, and then decide if you want to take that risk. So not a bad idea at all. Now let's see what else do we got today. So the other thing we had today was, real quick, I'm gonna speak about the new updates, but first I want to talk about these two things here. Let me pull it up here. So right now, if you open up OpenSea in the last 24 hours, STEPN has the most volume. All right, so it has more volume than CryptoPunks, has more volumes than Bored Ape Yacht Club, has more volume than Other Deed for Other Side, which is another popular project. Right now, it is on OpenSea, right? The biggest NFT exchange, I think, for Ethereum. We are the number one project with the most value right now. With the most volume, not value, with the most volume right now within the last 24 hours. So that's really interesting. And then the other thing is the DEX. So we're the number one DEX on Ethereum according to Etherscan, the gas tracker. Let me see if I open this link here. So if you pull up Etherscan gas tracker, the Ethereum gas tracker, you see what's currently using the most gas right now. And I think this is in the last 24 hours. Is that what it is? Um, I'm not sure. Last 3 hours fees. The last 3 hours. I think in the last 3 hours is how this is set up, and we're currently number one in the last 3 hours. STEPN has the most fees that it's collected, which is $112,000 or 75.5 Ethereum. The next closest one is OpenSea. So we're currently in the last 3 hours. We're on top of OpenSea as far as fees, which is 75,000. So they're at 75,000. We're at 112. So that's definitely interesting. You see gas prices are up pretty high right now. 60 Gwei, 61 is the average. I saw them up to like 150 Gwei. So interesting stuff going on there. Remember that STEPN does make a profit on all these transactions. So that's something to keep in mind. Number one on OpenSea, number one on Etherscan. Next, let's talk about the new updates, guys. So other than obviously the APE Realm coming out today, we also had a app update where we had to download a new update for the app. A few changes happened. A lot of them, I think most of them have been talked about already in last week. But the biggest one I think that's affecting people is the new marketplace. So currently, right now, when you go into the app, and this is, I think this is only for iOS users. When you go into the app right now, it's not like it used to be where basically the marketplace was within the app already integrated. Now when you go to the app, it opens up and you go to where marketplace used to be. It opens up, basically it shows you a browser and you have to type in the URL of where you want to go, which is the marketplace. It's m.stepn.com. So once you hit that, it opens up the marketplace for you within the app. Now a lot of people are wondering why this change was made, what's going on. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think we'll get used to it. Right now, when you do it, as long as you do it within the app, it automatically logs you in. So it's still it's pretty seamless. It's basically the same exact thing. They also said that they added a filter for Genesis sneakers, but I don't know where that filter is. I don't know if anyone has an answer to that, but I don't see that filter. But yeah, so as far as to why this has been done, I don't think they've spoken about it, so this is not official. This is just from speaking with a few people, and this was I remember I spoke to someone previously, like months ago, and they mentioned that they worked in app development and doing a lot of stuff with the iOS, and they mentioned that they were surprised that STEPN has been able to run this long with a marketplace on the iOS. Supposedly, the iOS has a lot of terms within for the when the people are uploading or updating apps. There's a lot of terms and stuff like that that have to be met. And one of those is something with an in-app marketplace making transactions. So Apple wants their cut, right? And with an in-app marketplace, basically STEPN hasn't been paying Apple that 30%. Apple wants their 30% cut. This is one of the things that, for example, Fortnite, if you guys remember, Fortnite had a huge lawsuit against Apple because Apple was taking 30% cut from Fortnite. Fortnite thought that wasn't fair. It's too much. So they had a huge lawsuit. It was a big case. It was all over the news. And Apple actually won the case, I think. So they're able to take whatever cut they want, right? And 30%, I believe, is that cut. So as of now, like since STEPN has been going on, STEPN has never paid Apple this 30% cut. And I think I don't know what type of agreement they might have had. I don't know if maybe Apple just didn't catch it. I don't know. Maybe because it was in crypto, Apple didn't catch it because people are buying with crypto, not with cash, right? So if there's in-app purchases with money, with actual cash, then Apple could probably see that and take that cut. But maybe because it was in crypto, Apple can't see those transactions, so to them it looks like there's nothing being sold, right? There's no transactions being made within the app, since everything's done in crypto and everything's done, in STEPN's own chain, and off chain or on the chain, on the blockchain, whatever it is. Apple, I guess, wasn't tracking it. I don't know if something happened and they were like, look, if you guys are going to continue, then you're going to have to pay us this 30% cut. Whatever the case, what STEPN has done, and again, there has been no official announcement from this, so I'm just speculating here. These are speculations. It looks like STEPN has purposely migrated off into a web platform for the marketplace, so that they don't have to ever pay that 30% cut that Apple asks from everybody that that does any type of transactions within the iOS app. So that's my speculation on it. I don't know for sure. This is just what I'm speculating, right? So I mean, it's smart, because if not, imagine every transaction, all the money they're making, they would have to pay Apple 30% back. That would take money out of the ecosystem. So I think it's a good idea. I think overall it's what the app and the project needs, because a 30% cost on top of everything, it would take a lot of money. That's millions and millions of dollars, right? That they would have to pay Apple to continue to run that marketplace on the iOS. So overall, I think that's a pretty good one. With that, the other updates were, let me see, mystery box prices, of course. Mystery box prices now are a lot more expensive. I think I saw for a level 10 mystery box, it was like over 10,000 GST. I think for level 6, so the highest one I've ever got was level 6, and that was 255. Before, I was paying, if I let it go all the way down, I was paying a lot cheaper than that, like under 50 GST. Now it's 255 is the base. So it's a lot more. However, they've also added in better rewards within the mystery boxes. So a lot of people are, mixed. They have mixed feelings on this. I'm thinking, and this is just my own personal opinion, I think this is a good thing. The reason why, because GST is so cheap, we need more GST burning. And, I know I've been asking for more GST burning. People have been asking for more GST burning. Well, guys, this is a GST burning mechanism. This is going to make, because mystery boxes are more profitable right now than just running and earning GST, a lot more people were just playing the luck game, right? They're just opening mystery boxes, making profit in that aspect. Now, they're going to have to pay more GST in order to do that. They'll still be able to make profit, and we're going to be able to burn a lot more GST. So I think it's a win-win. I definitely want to hear you guys' opinions, but I know the project's been asking, everybody in the community has been asking for GST burning mechanisms. This is a GST burning mechanism. This is a sync. So now that they put in a GST burning mechanism, everybody's upset that there's a GST burning mechanism like this. Like mystery box is more expensive. The HP thing, the HP thing is another GST burning mechanism. So people are upset now because of that. So mystery box is more expensive, and HP. I know people were saying that it costs like $20-something. After I saw, let me see if I could pull it up. I saw somebody wrote, and I'll read this to you guys. Let me see where I'm at here. All right, so this was the post, right? I lost 2% of my health points with a 10 energy walk, and it cost $23 to get back to 100%. While in my 10 energy walk, I only earned 116 GST, which equals $5.06. So of course, everybody was upset. You're earning $5.06, but that's really costing you $23. So you're actually having to pay to go on walks at this point. But guys, this was instantly changed. If you guys go to the white paper right now, let me pull up the white paper. You can see here, HP restoration. HP needs to be restored via burning GST and comfort gems. So this was updated literally today. This means that you will no longer have to pay GMT. You're only paying GST and Comfort Gems. All right, so that was fixed. I haven't looked since I haven't gone on my walk today. I don't know what that cost is yet, but I think it should be a lot cheaper now because of this. So if anyone has tried it to see what that new cost is with this recent change, let me know. I want to see what that looks like. We have a speaker. We have someone that here that requested Aeon. Aeon, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Yeah, hey Jay, what's up? Thanks for bringing me on.
Yeah,
What's
no,
up?
no problem, man. Thanks for coming on. What's going on, man? What are your thoughts? So right now we're discussing the Ape Realm, the and the new updates. You have any thoughts on any of those?
Yeah, the new update. It's a big update. I was just checking the app, and I think it's a little bit buggy, and I think the team is looking into the app right now. It says like network busy error. Have you faced that?
Um, so I know that what I heard was yesterday. I think I read yesterday. I don't know since the new update. I'm sorry. I haven't really read too much, but I know that that the two things people are having issues with. Um, Today I saw the network was busy, so that's one of the issues I know people were having. And I think yesterday, people were having issues where they were walking and either their energy wouldn't show up or they weren't earning, and then they just had to log out and log back in, and that fixed the issue. As far as for the network busy issue, right now that's something from what I saw, it has nothing to do with STEPN. That's on the Ethereum side because there's so many people trying to make the transactions. That's why the network was popping out as busy.
Yeah, I was just looking at the Ethereum marketplace on STEPN, and it is not showing up to me. And on Discord, I just read from Gilgamesh that team is looking into the matter, and it will be solved soon. So no problem. I'm waiting. And I just heard you were talking about the Genesis filter, right? So the Genesis filter is there. I checked there is an option to filter Genesis and also a filter to the OG ones. So the filter is there for both of them.
So you're saying that you already received your sneaker?
No, I'm talking about the marketplace filters. Filters.
Oh, the filters. You
Yes.
you already see it?
Yeah. They are there. The Genesis ones and OG ones. You can filter them.
Let me see. Maybe it's because I was looking on the Ethereum side. Let me see if
Yeah,
I
just check it. It's
let
on
me
every chain, I think.
let me go
For
to
me in the iOS, it's also not working. Only in the Android it's working right now.
only which
Oh,
one?
are you on?
In the iOS, it's not working right now, I think.
Yeah. Are you on Android?
Oh, yeah, because you guys are not able to access the marketplace right now, right?
Right. We can only access it on the web app.
Oh, I think that's I think they haven't added the filter on the web page, web marketplace.
Yeah, so I think that's the issue. So it looks like on the web app, they don't currently have that filter. They don't have the filter for
Correct.
Genesis sneakers. So that means that right now, only if you're on Android, you're gonna be able to see that filter.
Correct, and I am just hopeful and eagerly waiting for my Ape sneakers. I don't know. The team said they will be there in 24 hours. I'm waiting and just can't wait to open those boxes.
Yeah, so they said they put an update today saying that within the next 24 hours or something like that is going to be sent to your spending. So yeah, I bet you're excited.
Yeah, man, of course. And I think the launch is good. I'm hoping for the sustainability of the app, of the Atrium. Let's see how it goes. I think it will be different from the BNB. The last time there was too much hype for BNB, and people invested at really high prices. I want to tell everyone that please do your research before entering, because if you enter at really high prices, then you complain it, and then just say that prices are going down. What to do? So please just wait for some time. Let the prices become stable, and then yeah, you can APE obviously.
Yeah, for sure. You gotta be careful because 100%. It's gonna be very volatile. I think for the next few days, probably the next few weeks. So that's why I'm telling people, be very careful, and only risk what you're willing to lose, guys. It shouldn't be more than 5% of your portfolio, your investment portfolio in crypto. So 100%, guys. I think everyone, and I think this needs to be a subject that maybe is talked about a lot more, especially for new users, as far as risk management. Because risk management, unless you're you're in and investing for a long period of time, and you've done your research and you've done homework and you've learned, and you seeked out guidance and counsel and all this, um, people are not going to understand how risk management works, and that's when people get hurt, right? Because they end up going in and putting all their life savings into this project because they might believe in it so much, and then when the prices drop, then they lost 90% of whatever they put in. So guys, be very, very careful, guys. I don't like seeing these things happen to people, and it's always gonna happen. Unfortunately, right? And that's why on all my stuff, I'm always preaching. I'm always telling people, guys, get your investment out as soon as possible. Get a break even as soon as possible. I have tons of videos that I've created, tons of content on risk management, on how to set up portfolios, how to, because investing, yes, you can make money with investing, but the way that you make money long term is by your risk management and through your discipline. So these are definitely things that I think need to be talked about a lot more within this space, um, because we see these things all the time. I just saw somebody today. They put up a video that they lost. They had put in like $50,000, and they didn't take out the profits or whatever. So now they're down. Um, and it was life savings. So and I see this all the time. It's not the first time. So yeah, guys, you gotta be very careful with these things. You gotta be you gotta really do your homework on them, and only risk money that you're willing to lose, because at the end of the day, it's called an investment for a reason, because you can lose, right? There's risk to it. If there wasn't risk, everybody would do it. So that's an unfortunate reality and truth about when it comes to anything to do with investing, is that's part of it. That's part of the game, right? Um, all right. So we spoke about the marketplace and the new updates. Um, we spoke about the mystery boxes. Now I know some people wanted to talk about how this is currently affecting realms 1 and 2, and that's probably what a lot of people here are wanting to hear, because there's not a lot of people that have Ape Realm sneakers right now. So I thought it was cool that we had Aeon that has, or he doesn't have one yet, but he will be getting an Ape sneaker. And I know he's excited for it, and I'm sure anyone else that's probably going to be receiving any type of sneakers on the new realm is going to be excited. But we also need to be able to see the other side of the coin, right? The other perspective, and the truth of the matter is, the core majority of players are on realms 1 and 2, right? I would go as far as to say 99% of players are in realms 1 and 2. Right now, the only people on realm 3 is going to be Bored Ape Yacht Club holders, and anyone that either had a Genesis, or had an OG, or won a sneaker in the raffle, which we don't know who those people are yet. But that's only going to be what I think it was 2,000 people, something like that, that won the raffle. So let's say even if 20,000, 25,000 people are in the third realm, um, you know, where's the rest? I think the rest of the overall number I think that I've been hearing is 3 million users and 1 million daily active users. So how much does 25,000 people in within a project of 3 million, how much does that even make up? That's less than 1%, right? So we definitely have to address the realms 1 and 2 issues. Let's take a look at prices real quick here in realms 1 and 2. All right, this is GMT. So GMT is actually up today. It's up 20%. As you guys know, GMT is shared across all the realms. So a strategy that I've done, and that I was doing this before when GST was worth more, is I was switching GST over to GMT, because this is the lifeblood of this project. This is GMT. They've said it over and over and over. They're going to do whatever they have to do to get this price up. That's why if you're holding anything within the project for long term, GMT is where you want to be holding it. Let's take a look here at Solana, GST on the Solana side. Currently, we're sitting at 7 cents. We're pretty much kind of flat on the day. It was up to 8 cents, I think. I guess depending where you're looking at it. Let me see. Yeah, so it's at 7 cents right now. Yeah, 7 cents, and we've been down in the last 30 days. Let's see. In the last hour, we're up 0.8%. The last 24 hours, 0.7%. Last week, we're down 18.8%. In the last 2 weeks, we're down 32.5%. In the last 30 days, we're down 68.8%. So that's a big issue. If we look at GST on the BSC side, it's almost the same thing. It's at 11.5%. 11.5 cents right now. It is up 2.5% today. And if we look at how it's been doing, in the last hour, it's up almost 3%. Last 24 hours, 2.5%. Last week, it's down 13.2%. Last 2 weeks, it's down 43%. Last 30 days, down 69%. Almost the same exact thing, same exact numbers as GST on Solana. So we can see that these two coins are basically moving identical at this point, right? Now, what do we have to look forward to? What can we expect? How will Realm 3 positively affect these other two realms? Those are the questions.
I have some idea if you want to help you.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the first one is that the pros and all the guys that have a lot of money in the game, and they're probably gonna be taking their GST cap in the APE realm, or most of that. So a lot of people will earn less GST in the Solana side. This is the first. The second one is the mystery boxes prices. And for me, for example, I have a rare shoe with 3 lakhs, and I have 662 points. And I need to pay now around 2,000 GST to open to boost the boxes. So this is another kind of stuff. And the third thing is, if there is a new players that just come into the game, it will be better for them to buy one shoe in Solana and to buy one shoe in the BNB, and then to get another 2 energy. If you get in even only one shoe in another realm side, you get in +2 energy. So this is the positive stuff that I have. You have another guy stuff that can help the price?
Yeah, so I mean, I was thinking the same thing. What's gonna help the prices right now, as far as what they've been doing, is that the mystery boxes and bringing in new users to the platform that want something cheaper, and of course, some users are going to leave the platform because they want to make more money on the new realm. Now, so I think users leaving the platform and new users coming in kind of cancel each other out. So I like to just kind of cancel that part out, because I think there's going to be people leaving, people coming in. So then it comes to, okay, what else is going to be happening? So mystery boxes, I think that's going to help some to replace that minting GST sync that we used to have, because that was the biggest sync I think that STEPN had. And once they made minting unprofitable, that's when prices really started to crash really hard. So maybe I think what they're trying to find is a replacement for that GST sync that we had with minting. Maybe mystery boxes is that sync. Now that GST is so cheap, it's more profitable to have a high luck sneaker and just try to get mystery boxes and profit in that way. So what do? They made GST more. They made it more expensive to open with GST. So I mean that's definitely interesting. I don't know if it's going to be enough to bring GST, but it's definitely going to help. Now, this is my thoughts on what's going on with prices. So GST is an infinite coin. It's inflationary. That's how we get rewarded, right? So what happens is in the beginning, there's a lot of GST burning because everyone's trying to level up. But what happens after a month or two, everybody's done leveling up, right? They've leveled up probably to level 28, level 30, whatever it is. They've probably, minted whatever amount of sneakers that they wanted, whether it be maybe 3 sneakers, maybe 9 sneakers. So then at that point, the question becomes, okay, what do you do now? What do all those players do at that point with their GST? Because now they're earning a lot, and there's really, other than repairs, there hasn't been any other sync. Now they're introducing mystery boxes. We have to see how that plays out. But there has to be a balance. The issue is when there's a lot more users, when there's a lot of users just cashing out every single day, prices are just going to keep going down. And the project has to keep inflating it because they have to keep printing more and more to keep rewarding users. So what happens? They create a second realm, right? Now the second realm, brand new, there's not a lot of users. People have to start over. So the price of GST is going to be a lot more valuable because people have to burn it. So they burn it. What happens? 1-2 months later, they've run into the same thing, right? We've run into the same wall. Everyone's leveled up already to maxed out. Everyone has the amount of sneakers that they want. So now, guess what? Everybody's cashing out. So now we're at the third realm. Now the question is, what's going to happen in realm 3? So we saw what happens in realms 1 and 2. And what I think that the team has been doing is that they see what they've been trying. It basically, the way I look at it, and I'm being honest, they're experiments. Each realm is a new experiment because play to earn tokenomics has not been figured out. Has not been solved to this day. Name one project right now that has this type of setup that have the inflation and the burnings balanced out where it's solved. Right now, as of this moment, I don't think there's a solution, and not just STEPN, any project. If you have something that's inflationary, eventually, even though there's a lot of burning mechanisms, eventually users get to a point where they're only cashing out. It has not been solved yet on how to balance out the inflationary and deflationary parts of it. So I think what the team is trying to do with each new realm is they're experimenting with different mechanics. They're trying to solve the issue that is the issue for the entire play to earn space. Not just STEPN, all of play to earn. There's not one play to earn game that I've seen that has solved this issue as of yet. And if I'm wrong, if there is one that's been out longer than 6 months to a year that has figured this out, let me know, guys. Tweet it to me, send me a DM. I want to see it. I have not seen it yet. Sure, there's a lot of games out that maybe right now are doing good. I know, for example, there's another move to earn game, Kalo. I think that's what it's called, Kalo, something like that, or Kalo, whatever it is, their price, I looked at it today, was under $1. So it's in the beginning when you don't have a lot of users, it's easy, right? It's easy to just be able to keep the price up. It doesn't matter. As you get more and more users, although it seems like it's a good thing to have more users, it's a gift and a curse. It's a double-sided sword because it's good, you bring more money in, but you also have to pay more money out. So that's what happens as these projects get big and big. So with each realm, as the realm grows, that the rewards also grows. So that means that you're inflating it every day that you have more users. You have to inflate it more and more and more. When people run out of things to use the GST for, they're just cashing out more and more and more. That drops the value. And until that is solved, we're going to be running into the same wall over and over again. I see Aeon. I see you have you got something on that?
Yeah, Jay, I think you made a really good point over there about the mystery box opening prices of GST. I think the team is trying to find the another thing for GST in place of minting. So that's really good point you made there. But I would like to add something to that. Uh, the one step that team needs to do is just make the minting profitable. If they are able to make the minting profitable, then you're gonna see that price of GST will, go up, and it will go where we want it. So that's one thing, and we don't know how the team is gonna work that, and we just hope that team just find a solution like burning of the sneaker supply, or doing another thing. But all they have to do is just make the minting profitable. If they want to do to bring the price of GST, to a good position. That's all I think.
Yeah. Do you know what the floor prices are right now on Solana? Let me see if I can pull it up. I'm trying to see where the minting is as far as profitability right now. I know with the drop in floor prices today, it's probably not going to be too profitable. Probably not profitable at all. But let me see.
The price now in the Solana it's 1.33, and 2 hours ago it was around 1.
Okay, so I'm pulling up here 1.33. Okay, I see it. So let's say, and I never sell at floor price. So let's say that I'm able to sell my sneaker for 1.5. Okay, let me see, what's the cost of common minting scrolls right now? Because we have to buy them. They're 0.74. All right, just want to get an idea of where we are as far as minting. Yeah, so right now, I'm gonna pull this up on the screen. You can see that it is not profitable to mint right now. This is on the Solana side. I imagine BSC side is probably similar. It's minus $27 right now if you tried to mint a 0 and a 0, 0 and a 1, 1 and a 1, whatever it is. Right now, it is not profitable. You would actually lose almost a full soul on every mint that you did. So yeah, currently not profitable. Like I mentioned before, minting was a huge GST sink that we lost. I do think, and I agree with you, that there has to be some form of way for minting to be somewhat profitable again. It doesn't have to be like it was before. I know people on the BSC side, that first month, there are people that were mint flipping and making like $5,000 profit on each mint. It doesn't have to be like that. Even on the Solana side, when mint flipping was very profitable, I was doing like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month just mint flipping. It doesn't have to be that profitable. Let's say it's profitable enough to make $10 a flip, $10, $20, where in a month, if we do it every 48 hours or whatever the case, let's say people can make a few extra $100. I think that's the balance that we need to find. If we can somehow find it so that you can make a few extra $100 a month by doing mint flips every 48 hours or every day, whatever, however you have it set up. I think that's the key. That might be one of the keys to burning a lot more GST because, and I think that when you burn more GST, the value of GST goes up, and I think with the value of GST goes up, I've noticed that it's directly correlated with the floor price of sneakers. So I think it might lie somewhere within that, maybe to get the both the to burn be able to burn more GST, and in return that might also help boost up the prices of sneakers as well. So I mean that's one thought, one speculation. I honestly don't know. I haven't spent enough time trying to research this, and I don't have access to analytics on the back end that the team has. So I can only say from what I saw working previously, which was, GST price was fine when minting was profitable. So I think if there's some sort of way where we can bring that back, not to the extent where it was before, but to the extent where maybe you can make at least $10 to $20 profit every mint flip, I think that can only help the ecosystem. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have any different thoughts based on that. I'm gonna bring on. I have two other people requesting here. I got Bobby Rains and Big Daddy. So I'm gonna bring you guys on. Give me a second. All right, Bobby, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stage. Oh, I don't know what happened to Bobby. I think Bobby left. I don't see him anymore. Big Daddy, you here?
Did you hear me?
Oh, there you go. What's up? What's up? What's up, man? How you doing?
Yeah, cool. You?
Doing good, brother. Doing good. What are your thoughts?
Well, I was expecting this, let's say, crash in prices of Solana and BNB, uh, even lower than this. So I think it's gonna go a little bit down more. Maybe we can even touch one soul on a floor price this week. Why I don't know if there is like a sellout there on Solana or what's happening. I would like to see what what the team will bring for Solana um, to incentivize the minting because honestly I like to mint, but with this prices it's I'm still doing it. I'm still doing it because it's a game. You never know what you're gonna mint. It's a game in a game, but it's useless. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Right now, minting it's tough, and because and especially today everything just dropped hard, right? So it got a lot tougher. Um, yeah, man. I'm thinking that you know there has to be a way to make it, and it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have to be super profitable, but where it's at least profitable enough for people to do it. You know what I mean? Maybe that change might be taking out GMT from the equation of minting and just making minting more expensive in GST. So instead of 360 and 40, maybe they just do 500 GST per mint, or something like that. I don't know. I think that's going to burn a lot more GST. It'll also make minting more profitable. I don't know what the exact numbers should be, what it should look like, but I think that is something that we should and that the team should look into, because that was a great sink for GST. It doesn't have to be as profitable as it was, but if it's at least somewhat even break even to profitable, then I think it'll burn a lot more GST.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I would like to see a GST only, just for a while at least, like to try because this model doesn't work. So let's try something else.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. Let's see. I'm sure what they're gonna do now. They're gonna give it a few weeks to see how mystery boxes affect the price of GST now, with the new change. Also the health points, how that affects with the GST price, and also they want to see with the new realm coming out how, how that's going to also affect the GST price for that. So I'm sure that's an experiment they're going to probably be running for the next couple weeks. So I probably don't expect any big changes, as far as the minting pricing and stuff like that. I'm not expecting any changes, and going forward and just beyond just stepping, the economy is still not looking too good. We have another interest rate hike coming, but like days like today, prices are up across all markets, right? And GST is still like it's pretty flat. GST is up, just maybe 2% or something like that, and GMT is up 20%. Like why is it not equal, right? As far as what's going on when the price moves. So, and then when prices go down, we do see that GST goes down just as much as GMT. So that's what I've been seeing. When prices go down in overall markets, GST and GMT go down equally. When prices go up, GST barely moves up, GMT moves up a lot. So that's a big thing right now.
Hey Jay, if you don't mind, can I weigh in? And I was having a little bit of connectivity issues.
Yeah, what's up, man? I hear you now. You are kind of cutting in and out, but I hear you. What's going on, Bobby?
Yeah, let me see if I can get in a better spot. But yeah, if you can hear me all right now, I got something I want to run past you as far as the price of the GST. The way I look at it is I feel like the GMT sinks that they have basically in all of the game mechanics, that's what's really killing the price of GST to me. Because if you look at it, I would think that most people, how they're gaining GMT is by selling out of GST just with their daily earnings. Most people, daily active users, probably came in around the top, especially in Solana, between that April, May, June time frame. And those people, I imagine, are tapped out. They don't have any more money to provide liquidity to the game to be able to buy GMT just by purchasing it through Solana or providing, USDC to their wallet. They're probably just cashing out GST, and that's creating selling pressure, right? But right now, the ratio of GST to GMT is 13-1, and that's going to do nothing but grow larger as people are trying to gain or to get GMT to further their account in the game. What's your thought on that?
Yeah, 100%, man. I'm with you. Like it, and I think that the way that, as far as from when I've heard, like Jan and Jerry speak on this exact type of subject, that I'm sure that they're getting all the time, right? I think in the last AMA, what their thoughts around this was, if I remember correctly, was that the end goal is, for GMT to be what people are earning, not GST. GST is just a utility token to get yourself to be able to earn GMT. Is what I if I understood that correctly, is what Jan was saying last week.
And I've always seen that as being the end goal. Obviously, is to be earning GMT. But for new users, they're not able to do that. And the way I see the price of GST going is we may get below a penny. And in my opinion, can the project even last if the price of GST gets down to a penny or below? Because then if GMT is above $1 where it should be, you're talking about 100-1, and you'll never be able to cash out your GST into GMT. And at that point, the game becomes a money sink. You're having to provide liquidity to further your account, on top of buying new shoes. And I don't know. To me, it's just a losing formula with the GMT sinks. Right now, I feel like we might need to back off of that a little bit. I'm all for GST sinks, That's cool. And another thing that they could possibly do is add a little bit more utility to GST. I mean, allow us to purchase gems with GST. Not only maybe give us an option to either GST and Solana. That way, we're not constantly having to sell out of GST to progress our account in the game.
Yeah, and I completely understand that. I know a lot of people feel the same exact way because at the end of the day, we're right now we can't earn GMT. We can only earn GST. So that's obviously what the majority of the community's focus is going to be on. We're looking over at GST because that's what we're earning. We can't join even if you have a level 30 right now. You can't earn GMT. So um, that's from the community side, that's our perspective. That's what we're looking at. That's what we're earning. So now from the team side, their perspective, I think, is from what I've heard during AMAs, is that like they know that GST is low, but like even in the earlier AMAs, they always said that don't get too excited about GST price being so high. It's not going to always be high. Like it's gonna be low, and I'm thinking what it seems like they're trying to do, and the reason that they use a lot of GMT forks is because they're trying to burn more and more GMT. The reason why is that they're trying to push the prices of GMT up higher so that when they do release the earnings, because they already said you're not going to earn GMT in the same way that you earn GST. So that means we're going to be earning less. Like if someone right now has 20 energy, they're earning 300 GST. When it comes to GMT, when they flip over, they're not going to earn 300 GMT. They're going to be earning maybe 100. So they're trying to make it so that one GMT is valuable enough for people to want to be able to go up to GMT is what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, I'm definitely in agreement with that, and I think it's probably going to be more in the realm of you're going to be earning around 8 to 15 GMT, probably. If you start doing a little bit of rough math, right, as far as there's 300 billion that's going to be released within the first 3 years, then divide that by the number of days in 3 years, and then you can go further and divide that by 24 hours, and then that'll give you the amount that's supposed to be earned per hour, and then you can it kind of goes on forward, and then you got to speculate as how many people will be ready to earn GMT, which may be around 10 to 20% of the people, which will be splitting that amount of GMT, excuse me, per hour. It gets you down to about 10 to 15 GMT per hour that people are going to be earning. And in that regards, yes, GMT is going to have to be pretty expensive, up into the $5 to $10 range, I would imagine. But I mean, can that realm even exist with a GST that's below a penny? I'm not one of those guys, Jay, that thinks that GST should be $1 or even 25 cents. But I do think it needs to be stabilized somewhere where it's, especially whenever GMT earnings aren't out and not available to the in-game user right now, it needs to be stabilized somewhere to where you can convert this GST to GMT. And as long as those sinks are out there, man, that ratio is just going to grow more and more as people are forced by in-game mechanics. If they're wanting to progress their account, they're forced to sell that GST. Either that or provide liquidity to a game that's already lost most people 90%. And don't take this as FUD. I'm still bullish on the long-term outlook of the game, but I'm a little concerned that nobody else is, or I mean, I'm sure a lot of other people are seeing these GMT sinks as driving down the price of GST, but something's got to give somewhere. And if it doesn't, if they hold these GMT sinks, I mean, get ready, because 1 cent GST is coming.
Yeah, 100%, and I agree, man. I think right now the way it's set up currently, as far as the in-game mechanics, I don't see a path where GST goes back up to $1. I don't see it. I I don't see a path where it even goes back up to 25 cents right now. I don't see that path. There's no path. I don't think in the current game structure to get there. So with that in mind, you know, GMT has to succeed, right? If GMT fails, the game fails. That's the end of STEPN. And again, like you, like I'm not spreading FUD, and I know that you're not trying to spread FUD. And I'm the same thing. I'm just trying to be realistic about it, and I'm trying to see. I always try to, any criticism that I give, I always try to be constructive with it. You know, and I appreciate you because you came on here and you've been very constructive with it. And I think that's the best way to when you're giving criticism, you have to be constructive. If not, it's automatically blocked out. Like people, if someone comes on and they start yelling Ponzi scheme, scam, da da da, without any constructive criticism behind it, like they're just being an echo chamber and, you know, with no original thoughts. So like that's instantly blocked out. I don't pay any attention to someone like that says. But when you come with constructive criticism, that's a whole different ballgame. I don't consider that FUD. So, you know, I definitely don't consider anything you said FUD. I actually agree with everything you said. And like I said, right now, I don't see the pathway for GST to go up. Can GST go up? Yes. When? Either one has to be more mechanics where GST has to be burned, or two, the overall economy, the overall, you know, market has to go up. I think when we go into the next bull run, if GST is still a thing that's around that people are earning, yeah, sure. I think the prices of GST would go up, because what happens when there's, you know, a bull run, there's a lot more money coming into the market, a lot more money flowing in, right? Not as much money flowing out, because people want to be invested. They have extra money. People want to be invested into everything. What happens when we have a market like it is right now? Money's not flowing in, money's flowing out. So there's people less willing to take risk when markets are in these type of setup like this. So it makes everything a lot more difficult. So when you have that combined with you know, a lot of inflation, there's a lot of rewards being given out, put all that together, that's where we're at right now, where we're at 7 cents. And I don't see a pathway for GST to get up to $1 anytime soon. I think, you know, we potentially continue going down, and there is a potential that that we get to 1 cent. That is something that could happen. I'm not saying that that's what's gonna happen. There has to be some sort of way where the team can possibly figure it out. But again, I think that the team, from everything, and this is just from what I've heard in the AMAs, I don't have any insider knowledge, any insider information. These are all my own perspectives, my own thoughts. From what I've heard, and you can go back and listen to the AMAs, I have it on my YouTube channel. From what Jan has said, the way their path to saving GST is by making GMT successful. That's every time they've asked him the question about GST, he always flips it into GMT. And how GMT will lead to the success of GST as well. He said once GMT earnings are out, then GST prices will be a lot stabilized, because people will be, they'll need GST to go up to get a GMT earner. Then when they have a GMT earner, they're no longer earning and selling GST. And then two, people are going to be going into the older realms, realm 1 and 2, whatever the cheapest realm, because it's going to be cheaper to get a GMT earner in these realms. And yeah, so that's, you know, that's what I've heard from them. Every time someone's asked, how does realm 3 help realms 1 and 2? He said, well, realm 3 is going to have a special way to play the game. It's going to be cheaper to get to certain things. They have the partnerships. I don't know what that's going to look like with the partnerships, But yeah, it sounds to me from everything I've heard that the success of GST will come. Their path to the success of GST is when GMT is released. Now the issue with that statement is we have no idea when that's going to be. GMT, there's no date on it. They don't know when that's going to be. They said one, we have to burn, I think the number was like 30% or something like that of GMT, and two, and this is I think the key part, because a lot of people have been focused on that 30% number, and saying, oh my God, we're gonna have GMT earnings soon because we're almost at 30%. I think what the key part that he said that a lot of people have missed is that he also said the market, the overall economy has to be in the right place for us to release it. We're not going to release it if everything's going down. So I think those are the two things. Unfortunately, the path to it for GST to stabilize is when GMT comes out. We don't know when GMT comes out. That creates fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And I understand. That's why I understand it. And I understand it from the community's perspective, why they're upset and why they're in fear. They're in a lot of uncertainty and doubt. And I understand from the team's perspective what they're trying to do. They're trying to solve an issue that's never been solved. So I see it from both sides. And their path to fixing it is through GMT. But they're in a bad spot right now, and doesn't matter what they do right now, somebody's gonna be upset. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now.
Yeah, and Jay, you put it, that was very well put, right? And I think the latter of what you said is the truth, and they're waiting for some sort of a bottom to the bear market, and you would know that way more than I would, but it's probably still a little bit more time to come before we see that. But that's definitely what Jan said, is they're waiting for market conditions to turn around. And once GMT earnings are released, then I could see, okay, well, we can keep the sinks, just give people a way to earn GMT. But as long as there's no way to earn GMT and the GMT sinks are there, I'm not upset about it. I'm just one of those guys. I can write off losses, no problem. But I can see where people will be upset, especially if GST goes lower. But all this could change, man. The sentiment could change next week if they say, hey, we're getting rid of the GMT sinks, and now it's just going to cost more GST to level up from 5, 10, 20, or to even mint. They could get rid of all the GMT sinks. I don't know if they're going to want to do that because, really, like you said, the GMT is their biggest holdings. I know it's locked up right now, and the value of GMT is really where the project is going. And another thing, this DEX, they're probably making a lot of money over people, selling out of GST and getting GMT. They get a percentage of that, right? Or am I wrong with saying that? And another thing, I'm not going to tie you up, Jay. Man, I appreciate everything you do. I try to listen to all of your content now, and I know the community appreciates it too, man. But I appreciate you having me on, man.
Thanks, Bobby, man. I really appreciate the kind words, man. I definitely put a lot of time and work into this. For those that don't know, I create content, and I do this full time. This is my full-time job. As far as the DEX, they take a 1% fee from every single transaction, whether you're selling or buying, doesn't matter. They're taking a 1% fee. So, that's why people were saying when the Q2 numbers came out, people were saying that Q3, they're going to make $0. And I was like, well, in Q1, only like less than a month, I think that they had their DEX where they were making money. So now in Q3, not only do they have their DEX the entire time, but they're going to have the DEX is going to be on 3 different chains. So I think they're still going to make a good amount of money, even with prices this low, and even if there's a slowdown in growth. So we'll see what happens with that. Thank you guys for everyone that's been on here, everyone that's been a speaker. I'm gonna take a few questions from the YouTube live chat. So if you guys are on YouTube live and you have some questions, I'm gonna take a few of them. We're at 1 hour and 30 minute mark. I want to take a few questions from you guys on the YouTube side. I've taken questions from the Twitter side. So I want to see what you guys are asking. So drop your question in the chat, and I'll answer it depending on what the question is, if I have an answer for it. So let me go ahead and take a look here. Let me see. All right, I'm not seeing any questions. Let me scroll up. Maybe someone asked a question higher up. As far as what Bobby was saying with the $5 to $10 GMT, I also agree with that as well. I think that's probably where they need the price for GMT. If you're only earning 8 to 15 GMT, and the prices were between $5 to $10 GMT, then that means that you would be making somewhere between $40 to $100 per day running, and I think even $40 that's on the high end. I think that would be great. I think it just has to be profitable, where people can actually make their money back in a few months, not like where it takes years to make the money back. Even though, and that's a thing that you only hear in crypto though, right? In any real life business, you'll never hear that. All right, we got a question here. Is GPS will work even without mobile data? You need Wi-Fi. You need Wi-Fi in order for the GPS to work. So Russell asked that. Russell, you need Wi-Fi for GPS to work. Let me see what's the next question. What about a monthly raise in GST costs to match inflation, based on the STEPN CPI report? So I mean that's not a bad idea. Depending on the inflation of GST, if maybe the prices rise of GST inflation each month, let's say it rises 10%, then we raise the price of everything that costs in GST by 10%. That's not a bad idea. And then we get a monthly CPI report. That's pretty funny. Obidis? I don't know how to say your name, man. Party. I'm gonna call you Party. Party says, what is the deal with marketplace within the app? So that was a new update today that came out. They can no longer, on the iOS, they can no longer, and this is somewhat speculation on my part, but it seems like they can no longer run in-app transactions within the app without paying Apple a 30% fee. So usually any other marketplace, any other app on the iOS marketplace, if they have in-app transactions, they have to pay Apple 30% of everything they make. I think because these in-app transactions were in crypto, Apple couldn't really see it or track it. So STEPN was getting away with it. Maybe Apple figured it out, and now they're asking for 30% of earnings. So the way that they're trying to avoid this is by creating it on a web, basically in a DApp, right? Decentralized application versus having it within the app, where they would have to pay 30% to Apple. So Skywalker asked, hey bro, will gems price decrease because now we're getting more gems than before? So I mean, it's going to be, we have to see what happens. I'm not sure, because now we'll be getting more gems than before, but it's more expensive to get the gems. You know what I mean? So, and also now we have comfort gem burning. I think they're introducing more gem burning opportunities, mechanics at some point, with the panda skins and all that. So that's an interesting question. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see what happens. The update was just released today. There will be more gems given out, but the price also increases on the mystery boxes. So we got to see. We got to see how that works. Ben says, are you concerned with the drastic decline in daily active users and new users? daily active users is now at 7,300 and new users at 850. I'm not sure, Ben, where you're getting those numbers from. I know for sure that daily active users is not 7,300, and new users are 850. I'm pretty sure those numbers are incorrect. Remember that, like, if you're using Dune Analytics or anything like that, you can't, like, that can't see all the off-chain activity that's going on within STEPN. That only sees the on-chain activity. So that's missing a lot of information. So I wouldn't go based off that information. How to increase GST earning. Currently my max is 300. So if you get anywhere close to 300 earned in the day, you'll see that it's going to prompt you to pay to increase your GST cap. So I don't remember how much it was. I've seen it a few times on mine. I've never paid for it, but you have to get to the max or get close to the max. You'll see within the app is going to prompt you. Do you want to, lift your GST cap? And you have to pay something. So that's how you raise that cap. Chris Murray says, where do we go find out the exact details on the new HP system? So there's two ways that you can find out that information right there, Chris. The first one is in the white paper. So let's first go to the white paper here. So if you go to the STEPN white paper and you go to GameFi systems, you can go where it says HP system and it breaks down the entire HP system for you. Also, I recently did a STEPN AMA recap on my YouTube channel that you can check out, where I actually spoke a lot in depth about this this new HP system and how it works. So whoops, I meant to show this screen, not my face screen. There you go. So this right here, this video right here. So you can check that out, or you can check out the STEPN white paper under GameFi systems. HP system is where you're gonna find all that information. So I'll take a few more questions here. Daniel says, I couldn't pay for it. It wasn't working. I'm not sure. I've never tried to pay for it, so I don't know. I would say try it again. And if you keep having issues with it, maybe open up a support ticket on that. Let me see. I'm looking for one more question. Mag Crypto said 48 days, almost nothing. Well, I would say $40 a day after repairs, after all that stuff. If you can earn $40 to $50 a day clean after all those repairs, at the current prices to enter, I think that's a good deal. Let me see. VM Real, he says he invested 15 to 30 SOL before GST crashed, and he only has one sneaker and now he needs to invest more for GMT earnings. Will STEPN work on it? That is something that we've brought up to the team, especially with the HP system. I know that's something that they're looking into. They want to let it ride for a little bit to see how with the HP system, works and how it affects. I was one of the suggestions that I made was, if the HP only affects uncommon sneakers and higher and not common sneakers, or maybe if it only affects people with more than 3 sneakers, like that, people with 1 to 3 sneakers could continue to build their way up. I think the HP system does hinder the ability for smaller investors in the project with only 1 to 3 sneakers to advance within the game, because now there's just so many costs. Let me see. So this is a good question. When Bitcoin bottoms out at the end of the month with US government FOMC meeting on the GDP and Federal Reserve increase of interest rates by at least 75 basis points, will STEPN implement earnings? So I think that they want to wait till the next increase. So this one is gonna go based off of last month's earnings, and then there's gonna be no more interest rate hikes until I believe September. So I think in September they want to see. I think that I heard Jan say that he wants to see what happens with the interest rate hikes in September. And if both the inflation is on its way down and the interest rate hikes are, getting better, where it's not 75 to 100 or worse, then they will consider releasing it. So that's why I've been saying I think Q4 is where we see GMT earnings. But yeah, it's something that it's up in the air. I don't think even the team knows when. Chris, yeah, there's, if you read here where it says HP restoration, it says HP needs to be restored via burning GST and comfort gems. So that's as much as it's going to tell you. Then the cost of it is going to be within the app. So you're going to have to, after you start moving and it goes down, click on it and it's going to show you the price. So that's going to depend on, how much you need to increase it to get back to 100%. It's also going to depend on the comfort value, on your sneaker quality, and amount of energy used. So that's why there's no exact number on it, because for every single person, it's going to be different. For the URL, so Digital Street says, what URL on iPhone do we use for the marketplace now? It's m.stepn.com. So the letter m.stepn.com. That'll get you there. And once you put it in once, it's going to come up in your recent. So it'll be easier. So today I opened two level 2s mystery boxes and 2 level 3 mystery boxes. On the level 2s, I got like 5 GST from each is what I got in a level 2 mystery box. In the level 3 mystery box, I got one of them gave me 1 efficiency gem. The second one gave me 2 efficiency gems. So I haven't done any big mystery boxes yet. I'm gonna start working towards that today since I cleared out my mystery boxes. I was trying to get minting scrolls, which is why I was doing level 2s and level 3s on purpose. Daniel, yeah, I definitely plan to run all year round, no matter the GST price. So I've by now I've created a habit doing this, and regardless of GST price, I'm gonna continue to run every day. Jasmina, if you go to GameFi systems, you'll see the HP system here. I don't know how to say your name. That says just skipped Manura Q about team transparency. That's a very difficult question to answer because I don't know how DAOs work. I know the basic idea of it, but yeah, like that's too much to answer. I don't have an answer for that. I'm answering questions I know the answers to. I don't know the answer to that. So if I skip a question, it's either because I already answered it or I don't have an answer to it. It has nothing to do with anything else that you might be trying to say there with your LOL. Yeah, like I said, I don't know what your question was. I didn't see it. If you want to paste it again, put it. But if I already answered it or I don't have an answer for it, I'm not answering it. I mean, it's pretty simple. I can't give an answer I don't have an answer to. Hoping Ethereum Realm actually helps the other two. Yeah, we're definitely all hoping that. do I need to make a new ETH wallet to qualify to receive APE sneaker raffles? I believe so. Yeah, I think everybody should be making an Ethereum wallet, especially if you qualified for the raffle. Question: most investors look at the future value of an entity. Do you see a future value of STEPN? I 100% see a future value of STEPN. The issue is, how long is it going to take, and how do we get there? Those are the things I don't know the answers to, right? So how long is it going to take? I have no idea, right? I don't know what needs to happen or I'm not what needs to happen. I don't know how long it's going to take. I think it's going to go up and down with the overall market. So that's one, right? So going from that aspect, I think 2023, 2024 is when we get to see better prices and more profitable days. How do we get there? And then, like, I already covered, GST pricing, GST, the real value is going to be in GMT. I don't know when that happens. I think maybe Q4. But yeah, I think the overall value of it, I think, is great. I think it has more potential than any other game out there. I don't know any other game that has a potential of STEPN. If you guys think there's another game that has the same potential of STEPN, post it in the comments. I really don't see it. I know there's games like, Genopets. There's a bunch of copies of STEPN, stuff like that. But as far as the copies of STEPN, it's in the name. It's a copy of STEPN. They're not gonna be better. As far as like projects like Genopets and stuff like that, those are cool. Those are cool games. I think there's a lot of stuff that's really intriguing. Walk-in, stuff like that. But again, I don't see walk-in. First of all, is extremely boring. I don't like it at all. Genopets, I haven't tried it yet. I'm gonna check that out. But it's not the same as STEPN. I can't get like my family members to play Genopets. I can't get family members to play Axie Infinity, right? Genopets, I don't think can get like sponsorship and partnership deals with like Nike, Adidas, Asics, because it's a different type of game, which is for a different type of community. I think that's where the difference is with STEPN. STEPN has the ability to go beyond its reach, can go beyond crypto, and that's why I believe in the project so much. So I definitely see a huge value in STEPN. Yeah, hey man, so the question is, hey man, thanks. What do you think of them removing GMT costs from HP repair just like that? If it's important, wouldn't Jerry come forward into the Discord and explain why it's needed? So, when it first came out, like, everybody in Discord was complaining about the GMT costs, and then they fixed it, and then now everybody complains, oh, why'd they fixed it without telling us? You know what I mean? Like, it's a lose-lose. So it doesn't matter how they did it. It was gonna be a loss for them. I think it's faster to just fix something than having to announce, hey, but guys, by the way, we're going to fix it in a week, or whatever it may be. I think what needs to be seen is that they fixed it. That's the most important part. They fixed it instantly. So they're listening to the community. I don't think we should now be thinking, oh yeah, you fixed it, but why didn't you tell us that you fixed it? You know what I mean? Like, don't stop trying to always see the glass half empty. I think it's okay to be realistic about certain things and have realistic expectations, but don't look at it with a glass half empty all the time on everything. You know what I mean? I need to choose between one single ape shoe or more soul shoes. How to make the decision? Oh man, it's tough, man. I think for now, Ape Realm is definitely going to be a lot more profitable, but there's also the risk that, it's a higher risk. So higher risk, higher reward. So it's on you. Do you want the higher risk for the higher reward? Because it's going to be cheaper to get the Soul Shoes, but your reward's also going to be a lot less. You know what I mean? So that's a question on risk tolerance, I would say. All right, let me see, what time is it? All right, I'm gonna take a few more, guys, and then I'm gonna hop off. We've been live for an hour and 49 minutes. It's about to be 3. Let me see if there's anything different. STEPN is a copy of Genopets. Genopets still hasn't launched, man. They've been saying they're gonna launch for a year. They still haven't launched, and Genopets is completely different. It's definitely nowhere near a copy. Walk-in has potential, maybe, but right now it's not fun to me. Like, I played it for like a month. You literally make no money, and you literally lose the majority of your battles when you do the battling thing, and it's just all random. I don't like it. I walk in, unless they change the way the game's played, it's not fun. It's stupid to me, to be honest. Have I heard anything about STEPN Bicycle? No, never heard of that. Don't you think the team should shut down the project for the community good? No, I don't think so. I think there's risk in everything. You know, people that bought Bitcoin at 69K. You know, should we shut down Bitcoin because now it's down 70-80%? No, I don't think that's why you shut something down. I think that's part of it. You know, some people are gonna unfortunately be part of the losses. Like, there's gonna be losers, because and it's in the most part is because people aren't, you know, familiar or financially literate. You know, and not saying that in a bad way. It's just the reality of the situation. They don't teach financial literacy in schools, so I think it starts off there. You know, what can we do about that? The other thing we need to do is maybe because we have to, I think, you know, we need to accept that this is more than just a earning app to get healthy, and we need to accept that it's an investment. And I think the team does need to accept that and acknowledge it and know that people are putting in a lot of money into this. And instead of avoiding the questions about it being an investment, maybe educate on investments. You know, maybe let's try to put some education out there for new users that are coming into the project on how they should be investing, what they should be looking at, you know, risk management, risk tolerance. There's a lot of things, right? So maybe that's a way that we can that the team can tackle this situation from an education standpoint. I definitely don't think that the project should just get shut down. I definitely don't. You know, I think it's just, it all comes down to education. Joe Pelton, I think is going to be interesting for over the next few days. I want to see it 2 days from now once people can start minting, and then 4 days from now once people can mint for the second time. That's what I want to see. I imagine prices will go down as more people get drops because people are going to be undercutting each other. So yeah. It's not about being fixed. What I'm trying to say is the idea to add GMT as a cost, a well thought out idea. If it's a well thought out idea, it wouldn't be discarded within minutes. Yeah, I'm not sure on that, man. I have one sneaker on BNB. If I can buy a second one right now, do I have to wait 72 hours? No, they switched minting from 72 to 48 hours on all realms. Question, can you please provide another Excel financial analysis of best try to be profitable and STEPN going forward. Yeah, so I have to update it, but because prices have been changing so fast, so much, I haven't done any new updates on it. I definitely will do an update. Gawker says, we as investors feel tricked. You know why we feel this. Yes, and I 100% understand and empathize with you. I feel, you know, I don't feel tricked because I knew this was an investment. So I don't feel that way, but I understand why users would feel that way. You know, they saw GST at, you know, $4 or $5 at one point, people making anywhere between $200 to $1,000 a day. And they might have bought the top. And, you know, unless you're educated in those aspects of investing, you know, I understand why people will feel tricked. So 100%, I understand it. And also why you might feel left out. I know a lot of people are feeling left out with the new realms. We have to see how this third realm plays out. You know, it's the team, I can definitely say, has a lot riding on this, so they're going to be trying everything they can to try to make this realm 3 helps realm 1 and 2, because if not, then, you know, what are they going to do? Start realm 4 and say, okay guys, this time it's really going to work. You know, like at realm 2 was like, oh, realm 2 is going to help realm 1, don't worry. And then like it was kind of a mess, right? It somewhat did help it at first, and then everything crashed on both realms. Then, you know, now they're saying, okay, realm 3 is going to help realms 1 and 2. We've learned from our mistakes on realm 2. We fixed them. It should be better. At the end of the day, it's an experiment. So then if this doesn't work out, then they're of course going to be like, all right, guys, realm 4 is going to fix realms 1 through 3. But so I understand that point, you know, if you're looking at it from that point. But we have to, at the end of the day, like I said, this is an experiment, and we're trying to solve a problem that has not been solved by any play to earn game. So show me a play to earn game that has solved this problem. I'll show you a play to earn game that has no users on it. They don't have enough users yet. So that's mostly what it comes down to. Yeah, Tom, I missed the minting farms as well. We spoke about it earlier on this video, on this live stream. Minting has to somewhat be profitable again. I think 100%. People are cashing out because incentive to reinvest isn't there anymore. Yeah, I agree. That's one of the reasons. Another reason is because in the older realms, people are already maxed out. They've reached, you know, 3, 9, 15, 30 sneakers. They're at level 28, level 30. There's nothing else to do. There's not enough incentive there's no incentives to mint. So, which was one of the highest GST burning mechanisms. So there's no reason people are just cashing out. Yeah, Lang, that's not too good. No problem, man. Look, I always try to answer any questions regardless of how it is. I'm realistic. I try to view it from every aspect. My headphone just died. I don't need it anymore anyways, but I try to view it from every aspect. So yeah, man. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. All right, I'm answering one more question, the final question, guys, because my headphones already died and everything. Let's see. It's gotta be a good one. Badges. I have no idea about badges, man. That won't be the question. Thanks for another well done update. No problem. Is there a GST price point where you'd give up? No, I'm like I said it before. I'm running every day, man. I don't care about the prices. I'm going to just continue. All right, so we'll end it with this one. Do you think play to earn model is sustainable? So that's such a tough thing. As of till this point, there is no sustainable model. It hasn't. It's the problem everybody is trying to solve, and it has yet to be solved. Okay, so that's what we need to understand. This is beyond just like this is like the team is not sitting there like, all right, let's move up the price of GST, make everybody buy, and now let's just drop the price of GST. You know, the team is not sitting there saying that, planning these things out. The team is more like sitting there trying to figure out how to keep this sustainable. That's at the end of the day, they want to keep it. So I think the number one priority, keep the project alive, sustainable for the long term, right? That's number one. Number two priority is for it to be worth it for people to buy into, right? To incentivize the people to use it. So in order to incentivize, you have to pay out. But the thing is that like it was paying out before, like 30% return on your, I'm sorry, not 30%, 100% return on your investment within a 30-day period. That's not sustainable. So now it's like a 3-year or more return on investment if you bought at, unfortunately, at the highs. And that's not going to incentivize anyone to play. So there has to be a balance. I think that's what the team's trying to solve. Unfortunately, it does take time. There's no project, guys. There is not one project in the play to earn space. Forget just move to earn. In play to earn, not one project has solved this yet. So this is an ongoing problem that every project is trying to solve. Whichever one solves this is going to be, you know, extremely profitable as a project itself. Not saying that the users will be extremely profitable, but yeah, that's my thoughts on that, guys. Guys, thank you so much. We've been on for 2 hours, guys. Thank you guys for everyone who tuned in on both YouTube Live and on Twitter Spaces. We have over 1,000 people tune in on YouTube Live. We had, I don't know how many we had on Twitter Spaces until I finished this out, but I'm sure we had probably a few hundred people. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Remember, guys, every Monday I do a Let's Talk STEPN live stream and answer your questions, do Q&A. We speak about all the updates and everything, guys. Thank you guys so much. I hope I answered the majority of your questions and concerns. I tried to be as honest and upfront about everything as possible. I didn't just sit here and credit, say that the team is doing an amazing job and that the project's going great and that you guys are all just fudding. You know, I tried to give an honest opinion, honest perspective, and see it from both sides, give constructive criticism on what I think could be improved, and you know, and tell you guys on what I think they're doing right. So I hope I was able to speak on both ends of it, and I'll see you guys on the next one, guys. As always, peace and love, guys. Keep safe and keep stepping.